Have you ever felt like your entire mood or your sense of self-worth depends on someone else's reaction to you? A compliment makes your day and a criticism wrecks your week? I know that feeling because for a big part of my life, my worth was in everyone else's hands but mine. A client's feedback, a partner's approval, my kids' behavior, or my boss's tone. It's exhausting. It's like a roller coaster you can't get off of because the ups and downs aren't even yours to control. Today, I'd like to share what I've learned about outsourcing your worth, how it forms, how it keeps you stuck, and how you can start bringing your value back home to yourself. When I say outsourcing your worth, I mean letting your self-esteem, confidence, and sense of value depend on external validation. It's the constant scanning. Do they like me? Am I doing this right? Was that good enough? And if the answer is yes, you feel okay for a while. But if it's no, or if it's even silent, you start to crumble. The problem is, worth that comes from outside of you is always conditional. It can disappear the second someone changes their mind. It's like your worth is on loan, and anyone else can raise or lower it at any time. And it shows up in sneaky ways. Overthinking after sending a text or an email, changing your opinion just to avoid conflict, saying yes when you're screaming no inside, or needing constant reassurance. If that feels familiar, you are not alone. For years, I measured my worth by how much others needed me as a mom, a partner, a friend, and in my work. If a client provided positive feedback, I was flying high. If they criticized me, I felt crushed. I felt like I wasn't doing enough or being enough. It wasn't that I didn't have confidence. It's that my confidence lived outside of me, in other people's hands. And most high achieving, empathic women do this without even realizing it. It's the water we've been swimming in our entire lives. For most of us, this pattern started early. If love, approval, and validation were conditional, based on performance, behavior, or meeting someone else's emotional needs, then you learned, I'm only valuable if. Your nervous system learned, I have to please others just to feel safe. And you've unconsciously been running that same program, even as an adult. And this applies even if your life looks very different now. Your body remembers. Approval is like oxygen, and disapproval feels like danger. If love felt like a moving target, worth became something you chased, not something you knew you already had. Outsourcing your worth doesn't just drain you emotionally, it disconnects you from yourself. Your nervous system stays on high alert. You overanalyze every single interaction. You feel unsafe saying no or taking up space. You burn out, trying to prove that you are, in fact, enough. You might avoid saying what you really think, overcommit yourself so people won't feel disappointed, feel anxious when you're not getting any feedback, or someone doesn't respond to you. Lose track of what you actually want because you're so focused on what others expect. This isn't just people pleasing, it's self-abandonment in disguise. And you deserve better than that. There was a moment in my career where I realized I was doing this every single day in subtle ways. I'd leave a session wondering if I had done enough. I would be praised by one person and criticized by the next. And nothing about my skill or my worth had changed in those 10 minutes. And that's when I saw it clearly. The more I look outside of myself for proof that I am worthy, the less I trust my own inner knowing. One of the most transformative steps I've ever taken and I use with my clients is something I call the self-worth audit. Here's how it works. First, notice where you feel most anxious about other people's approval. Is it at work, in your relationships, or in your appearance? The second is to write down the belief that's driving the anxiety. Maybe it's, I'm only valuable if I'm being productive, or if they're upset, I must have done something wrong. Now we're going to flip that belief into an empowering truth, like my worth is inherent and unconditional, or I am worthy even when I rest. And then we just have to anchor it into our subconscious so it becomes familiar and natural to us. We repeat it daily. You visualize the version of you who already lives by this truth, and you let your body feel the safety of holding this new belief. This combination of awareness and reprogramming is where the real change happens. True worth isn't based on what you do, how you look, or who approves of you. It's the quiet knowing that you're valuable simply because you exist. When you hold your worth within yourself, you stop needing to prove it, and that changes everything. When your worth lives outside of you, your peace will always be at risk. When you bring it back home, your relationships, your work, and your health all change because you're no longer performing for permission. Your worth isn't something you earn, it's something you remember and reclaim. If this resonated, grab your free Worth Audit guide in the description below. It walks you through this step-by-step process so you can spot your patterns and start rewiring them today. You'll also find your free Return to Yourself Nervous System Reset audio track to help you anchor this in even more. It's a daily practice and a commitment to self, but it's so worth it. You are worth it, and it can truly be life-changing. And remember, you're not broken. You've just been outsourcing your own worth. Let's change that. Thank you for being here, and thank you for doing this work. I'll catch you on the next one. Take care.